What's up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Legacy United Voyager class Vector Prime. And this was one I was really looking forward to. I'm a big fan of the whole 13 Prime concept, whether it be Alpha Trion, Vector Prime, Solus Prime, Quintus Prime, Megatronus. I mean, you name them, I think they're all really very cool, and the concept is neat. And I was very excited about this guy, because it might mean that we might get some other ones. Who knows? You never know. He was a very prominent character in the Transformers Cybertron cartoon series. And it makes sense that they would kind of revisit them, but I would love it if they would do other ones. When I first saw pictures of this, though, I was happy because we were getting them, and then I was a little bit, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that guy. Mostly because Hasbro does this thing where they like taking pictures that really make them look cool and kind of hide parts that don't look all that great. And I was kind of seeing that a little bit, mostly with like his wings in the back, and you can kind of see it here. I positioned it slightly where you don't see a big ugly bit on him, but we'll get to that here in a bit. So setting him off to the side, taking a look at the packaging. First and foremost, Transformers Legacy United Transformers Generation. You can see that he's part of the Cybertron universe. You got that real cool image of him in his vehicle mode. Side images have a cool pull back action pose for him. Up close image. This side shows other figures coming on the back. You can see that he does come with his cyber key, which I have him holding, which is cool. Kind of wish he came with his minicom, but that's neither here nor there. And then you can see that he transforms in 22 steps from robot to vehicle mode. Now, he is a remold of J-Axis, which I never got because I could care less about that character. But this one, like I said, I really like the 13 Primes. Always, whenever I get these figures now, one of the things that I always kind of look... I mean, when I review figures, I always talk about the transformation, robot mode, vehicle mode, and kind of incorporate that in my review. Another aspect that I've kind of been adding in the past several years, really, is this figure good enough to replace one that was previously in my collection? And I'm going to tell you right now, this figure does not do that. Overall, the look of him is pretty decent. As you can see, I have him holding his sword, which, taking a look at that, actually... Oops. There we go. Stand right there. Overall, really nice looking sword on here. Coming in to take a closer look at it, real close, a little closer than, you can see nice sculpting and detail. I really like the little glitter effect on the inside there. It gives it a very cosmic sort of feel. Very, very nice. One thing about Vector Prime was the original 13 Primes were all created by Primus to help fight Unicron. And they were all given like certain abilities and powers, and he was basically dubbed as the guardian of space-time. So he could kind of travel through different dimensions, different areas, different times, things of that nature. And had a lot of clock elements in his original sort of design. So I like that they kind of carried over that kind of cosmic look with the little sparklies. Coming in to take a look at his cyber key. Great detail on there. Again, you got the little clock sort of design in there. Very nice, very small and tiny. Doesn't really attach the same way that the other one did, but you still have the little bit here that is what would plugged into things. We'll take a look at the original ones here in a bit. Figure wise, he's not bad. He isn't bad. I'll say that much. I love the color on here. It is a lot more accurate in terms of the color scheme than that original toy. And again, you'll see that difference here in a bit. One thing that's really cool, and I don't have anything around here to show that with. Some of you might not necessarily know this, though, that the face is actually where they originally got the design. Well, I mean, not them, but that's where the, and I'm looking Oh, here we go. I can use this. The face design is what eventually becomes the design of the Autobot logo. I don't know if you can kind of see the similarities there. But that's actually kind of a little touch. I mean, it wasn't something that Hasbro, built into the whole plan of things. It's just something that they... he's like, the original 13, one of the 13 ones, and let's make his face the inspiration for the Autobot logo when Transformers came around. But again, the overall design is pretty nice. I like the color on here. A lot of really nice gold details, a little purple, all of it, like I said, very accurate to the animation, which I dig. One thing that I was, and I don't have that J-axis mold, like I said, but he feels light and thin, like these legs, because they are hollow, because of the whole back section. I mean, it fills in nicely, but it still creates a thinness and hollowness. Same kind of thing here with the arms. But what I don't like are these wings, and a lot of people just kind of gloss over this, and I don't know why, but like this giant bar, like, hangs out there, and unless you position the arms here where you hide them, like, it doesn't look good. I don't like it. Like, the original, again, just does a much better job, and I feel like they could have done a better job with this as well. And I don't like the way that, because this is supposed to be like his cape kind of thing. I don't like it. Like I said, these bars are just unnecessary and gross. I'm not a fan of these. But the rest of the design on them is cool. I like it. It's just doesn't have like the feel. As I'm holding him, he just feels light and thin. For a comparison, let's do that, because I want to show the other pieces. He's a Voyager figure. This is what Vector Prime was years ago. There's a big difference here, and there's a lot of heft to this guy. His cyber key, you can see, considerably larger, but still with the same type of design as the other one. And you can see that you can take this and you plug that in there. I think like activated lights and sounds or something, but I think I took the batteries out. But you can stick that there. You can still also do that with here, but instead of sliding it down there, you got these little peg holes now that you literally just plug that into, which is cool. I like that sort of same functionality that the other one did. Again, I kind of wish that he had his Minicon, which I have mine plugged into the back there. It just holds in there very easily. But you also have these little bits right here where the sword incorporates here so much nicer. I feel like it creates a little wing here on the side, which that's there, and then when you want to remove the sword, it comes out. I mean, obviously you want to put that in storage for vehicle mode, and it incorporates in it. The design, again, is still fairly similar. It doesn't really have that glittery effect, but has a little bit more of a translucent, ethereal sort of feel to it. So I like that, but like I said, I'm like, you can have them hold it perfectly fine, just there, but then when you're going to transform him, you want to store it, and this kind of becomes that little wing section to kind of match with that. And I think that that's really cool. I like that. But like the wings, though, just look so much better on him. Granted, it does have this section, but that collapses into the middle and it hides. Obviously, you don't have that big giant backpack. So the back section cleans up pretty decently. But like, just like the wings just doesn't, or the cape section just doesn't look good. I really don't like it. I mean, it just looks better, I think. So like I said, to answer the question, will the new one be replacing the old one? That's a negative, Batman. In terms of the articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you get a pretty good range of motion there. Shoulders do move up and down. Rotation, forward and back, all that stuff. Elbow joint. You do have a rotation at the wrist, and you can actually open up the fingers, which is cool. That's different for a Voyager figure. We usually don't get that a lot at that price point. Kind of get this out of the way, and then you can rotate them right there. hips move forward and back. I do like how they have the hip skirt piece as part of it, so it moves along with it, moves in and out, rotates at the upper part of the thigh, bends at the knee. Ankles do kind of move forward and back, and then they also do tilt. So all that same kind of articulation that you would come to expect, except usually we don't, like I said, get hand articulation. The other thing that's kind of ugly is because these lower portions of the legs are all just carried over from Draxus. He had little leg or little wings on the side, and these are the same posts that you would plug the wings into. I feel like that's kind of lazy. I think, you could have kept the same design, just remolded them a little bit more, because that just looks, I mean, that's part of the transformation, but these bits here just look dumb. It literally looks like he's missing something, which it is what it is. Transformation on this guy. We're just going to move these little wings out. I keep calling them wings. I mean, they are wings, but it's his cape. Then rotate these out just like that. I wonder if that looks, no, that looks even more dumb. Just like that. Then come around here. We're going to open the forearm, rotate the fist in, collapse that. Take that shoulder section, lower that. Do that on this side as well. Collapse the fist into his forearm, close that down, tuck that down like that. Then come around here to the back. This section right here pegs into the back, so detach that like so, and then take this section here. This will pull back. Again, just kind of get these out of the way. And then take his head, collapse that forward just like so. And then take the front section, pull this up. And take this, bring this back down. That'll collapse. This will tab up on the front section, and then you can rotate this around. You can leave that on there if you want to. It doesn't really matter, but just leave it there for the time being. Take these arms, collapse these down, kind of lift them up. We'll fiddle with those here in a bit, but that's where they're going to need to be. And then take this entire waist section and rotate that all the way around. Come around, spread these legs just a bit, and then separate this. The shin section. You're going to shift that up. There we go. Shift that up a little bit. Once you get that kind of pulled away, you can tuck the foot underneath there, and then rotate that all the way around, and then bring this section, I didn't mean to collapse that down. Bring that whole section. You got like this bar with a hinge. Bring this all the way up. All the way up. There we go. To right there. And then do that on this side as well. Kind of separate that. Pull this. While that's still separated there. Tuck the foot down. And then bring this all the way up. And then bring that all the way down. Kind of leave that there. Take this entire section, rotate this down. Again, get these up and out of the way. Guess you could have did that before, because then you're going to bring these over, and you got these little lip sections here that's going to slot up and into. And then you can bring the middle leg section together, collapse that, and then give that a good tab, just like that. And then you got like that little hook piece right here that you're going to bring this down, and you will swoop that in. Kind of bend this a little bit. So it's like that. And then swoop that in. Just like that. Do that on this side. Kind of bend that and swoop that in. Just like so. Now take these arms. These are also on these extra hinges. You bring that up. Collapse that all the way down. And then you have a little post and slot connection right underneath there. Put that in. So we can swoop that in. Swoop that in. And then make sure that that's all the way pressed up. And there you have Vector Prime in his Space Jet mode. The thing that is kind of cool is that he does have these little mini-com ports. So if you do have the original one with the hole, you can actually still tab that in there, which I think that's really cool. I do like that cross compatibility. Or if you didn't want to leave this under there, you can remove this guy from there, get that out, there we go, And then you can take this and put that right here. Right there. So you can move it there if you really wanted to. Sword storage is kind of lame. I kind of wish it was a cooler kind of sword storage like the vintage one. Basically, you got like these holes here that you can peg that into, which that just looks dumb. I feel. I mean, he doesn't have very good gun storage. So that, I mean, that's cool. Now, a lot of times I don't like doing the, oh, shoot. Because I got to transform this guy now. And a lot of times I don't do it, but his transformation is actually fairly simple to do. So set that. Oh, shit. There went his missile. Did you guys see that? No, you probably didn't. So that, there we go. Come on. Just like that. Bring these out. Bring these out. And then this. Tabs in. Found it. Yeah, tabs in there. Why aren't you tabbing in? Let's try this one. Hold on. Alright. So, yeah, this is usually why I don't do that, because now I gotta, there we go, there's that, do a little shifting, okay. The wings on these guys, I will say, because they were rubber, usually are not very good. They like sticking, so, yeah, like this one, and then they break. So, gotta be careful with that. And then this comes up. And then where did this like tabs? Here we go. Yeah, that. A little foot section right here. There we go. Yeah, like I said, usually I don't do comparisons like this much now because it is what it is. And then let's see, get that angled out there just right. Something like that. So, okay. So, yeah, that wing opened up pretty well. This one, like I said, these wings, the rubber kind of gets a little bit annoying. So, fix that. But, I just feel like, oh, I should have rotated his head. I didn't do that. Put that there. I mean, I just, like I said, I just think that this guy is so much better looking. I really think he is. This isn't bad, but you can definitely see the J-axis kind of comparison between them. And, I mean, like, I like all the nice molded detail. The coloring looks really good. It just, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty close to what we got here, like with the the lifted up section and everything. Not the biggest fan of it, honestly, and that's really a letdown. Not that, and I understand. I'm comparing it to something that I have already, and if you don't have it, then this is perfectly fine. Let me say that if you don't have that other figure, this is perfectly fine. I still do not like these bars hanging out. Wish you could have done a better job of incorporating the sword somewhere. So it's not a bad figure by any stretch of the imagination. It's just I have that other one and I'm comparing it to it. So like I said, transformation is fine on it. Doesn't really do anything overly spectacular. Vehicle mode is okay. Robot mode looks really good except for those bars. Replacement factor, it's not good enough to replace that original one. But if you don't have that original one, that solves that problem for you. So, I mean, I like them. It's just not something that I'm as excited about now that I have them in hand, if that makes sense. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Transformers Legacy United Voyager class Vector Prime. If you'd like to add this guy to your collection, he is hitting various retail locations right now. Or, as always, you can do the real simple thing and go online to Big Bad Toy Store. For that, I will put a link right down there in the video description for you guys to make it easier so you can add them to your collection as soon as possible. But beyond that, my friends, that's about it. As always, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Also, subscribe in case you're new. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and I'll be the same.